Guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for the new subscribers. I'm grateful for 100. I mean, yes, 100. Thank you. And if you have not subscribed, please, why are you still here? Just tap the button. Well, anyway, this video is just a story time. I'm just going to tell you my experience and what I went through. So let's sit down and chit chat. Job hunting in Canada has been something else. Let me wear my cap first. I know that this hair is in one place. So when I came here, I don't know even like that first week, I wasn't even searching for jobs like the way I did later on, because I was like, let me calm down first and settle in. But then things started getting serious. I started searching for a job. I started searching. My like some of my church members, I went to the church, like told some people, like, this is the same thing I said in my last video. I know I'm always making reference to this because these people are helpful. So I went to like church on normal Sunday. Like I told some people there I needed a job, I needed to do this. I told everybody. So many of them, like, they were very, very helpful. They're like, okay, what kind of job can you do? Do you want to work in a company? Do you want to work in restaurants, like fast food, cleaning and all? I was like, oh Jesus Christ. I was like, at this point I actually just want to do any job. Like I was just telling them I want to do any job, but deep within me I knew that I told God, this is the kind of job I want. This is the kind of job I want to do. So I don't know, like I just kept praying and I was just believing God for it, because it was not even funny. It wasn't funny. But there was this person that was just there. Like there was this lady from my church. She was very, very helpful. There was a day she came to my house, like we went to a mall. She helped me to like print my CV. We're just going like from one shop to another to like be submitting it. Oh, my name is this, and just drop it there. I'm like, God, let me tell you, some people will tell you to your face, no, sorry, we don't want you. And I'm like, ooh, okay. So it was very challenging for me, but like I didn't care. I just had to like do what I knew that I needed to do. So I kept like going to different places to apply, and I kept applying. Most of the times I actually just applying with one app. The name of the app is Indeed. So I kept applying. Then I don't know, like I was just so overwhelmed by everything. I was so overwhelmed. Let me tell you, even during Christmas sales, like Black Friday sales, I couldn't even say, let me buy this for myself and be happy. It didn't make me feel good at all. I couldn't buy something for myself and I said, let me just get this and be happy. I was like, God. So I made sure I don't even want to even go out. So the whole thing became like, how do I explain it? It became so tiring. Like searching for job is not easy, because some of them, like, you actually have to like write tests. You write tests for it, like from the app. If you pass that stage, that's when they can now schedule you for an interview. You know the funny thing, you don't even know if you've passed the test or not. So I was just tired. I was like, God. At some point, like, some people asking you, oh, have you found a job? Like, don't ask me that question, please. Stop asking me this question. It now made everything now started looking like, oh, I just came here to Canada to play. Because most of the time, like, I would just be doing like TikTok videos and some other things, because these are the things that are making me to be happy. These are the things that like trying to put me like in the right state of mind. Because if I was supposed to really put my mind into this whole process of looking for a job, and I'm just probably broken down. But I was like, no. I just kept praying to God, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna keep living my normal life. I'm just gonna keep believing that this is going to work out, because if I put it in my mind. So anybody will come and ask me, oh, have you found a job yet? Oh, have you found a job yet? Have you found a job yet? And some of them, they found jobs. So it became, I knew that some of them, like, it was just like a mocking question to me. I was like, I'm not answering this question again. Don't ask me this question. I'm not going to answer anybody, because they're looking at me like, oh, it's as if like I don't even care, or I'm just really chilling, or I have money. Hey God, let my helper not think I have money. So that was just it. And then I just kept praying. Then one job, like I applied for one job. Okay, this was actually what happened. So there was this day that I was like, God, today I'm going to go here and apply for a job one more time, because someone told me that over there, like, they're recruiting new people, students and all that. I was like, okay, let me try this. And I'm like, God, I'm going to try this place one more time. please, you have seen my efforts, you have seen the hard work I have put into this. Help me. And I told God something, like I made a vow to God. That's personal to be. Like I made a vow to God. So the first job I applied for, that was when I went out to like drop some of my CV. So then this job, I didn't even apply to for it like in person. I just did it from the app. I just saw it. I saw the pay. I was like, ooh, okay. let me just give it a try. And then I had to write one test and assessment. I was like, okay, let me calm down. I started trying to answer the question like I have actually done that role. So yeah, I did the test. I didn't even know if I passed or not. But then like they reached out to me like, oh, you're scheduled for an interview. I was like, okay, okay. So I did the interview in my room here. Like I have just one jacket that I've been wearing. That's the only jacket I wear for all my interviews. So I wore these jackets. I wore everything. That morning I was prepared. And they're like, if you do it from like 10 a.m., it's like first come first serve. Was it 10 a.m. or 9 a.m.? Like really early. Then the last interview, like if you want for like 4 p.m. I said, no, I want for 10 a.m. So like I said, yeah, I probably think I was the first person that did my interview. Anyway, so yeah, like I did the interview, the questions that they were asking me, the way I was answering these questions like I have done this job. Let me tell you, this is another tip where if you're coming here, like if you're applying for jobs and you put this kind of experience you've had, when you're doing these interviews, you need to actually show them, you need to prove to them, you need to convince them like you have worked in this role before, even if you have not. Anyway, that's I wouldn't say so much of that aspect. So yeah, like I did the interview and everything went well. Then after they didn't tell me if I've gotten it or not. They just said you have been scheduled for the second phase of the interview, and that one is going to be like in person. I'd have to go there to the company. I was like, okay. And this interview I did it like 2022. So the second part of the interview was supposed to be 2023. So I was like, okay, no problem. So long as I've done this, I just prayed to God. I was like, God, please, I really like this company and I want to work for them because the pay is good. So I was like, God. Then the second company I applied for, like, I can't even remember, because the thing is when you apply for jobs, like you just be applying everywhere, so you don't even know which is which. The second company I applied for, so I did this one. I did the interview on Christmas Day. Jesus, the way I was that day, I was actually, I don't know how to say it, but I was trying to really compose myself because it was pretty serious. So I did this interview in my room. I wore my jacket. I just stood at my corner. I sat at my corner. So I stood. So I sat at my corner, and then I did the interview. This interview was almost like 1 hour, but it wasn't even in person. It was you have to record yourself, answer questions, look into the camera, say certain things. Wow, Jesus Christ! And they'll give you like time for you to like try to finish up fast and all. So I had to walk and be fast. I had to be very, very fast. But after the interview, like I got a certificate for that, and I was very happy about it. I was like, oh, got the certificate. I know that I can use it for applying for another job again. So after that one, they're like, okay, someone from the company is going to reach out to me, and I was like, So I don't want to even do too much again, because this was after 4 months. 4 months, like 4 months. I didn't find a job. I wasn't working. So I felt very unproductive. Let me tell you, there are times in my room that I'll literally cry. Like I'll just wake up. I just feel like I don't feel anything. I just wake up and I feel like, what is really happening? What am I even doing here? So after doing the second job at the interview, I just let everything to God, and I prayed. Every morning I wake up and I pray for all these things. Then there was one day that I went out with my cousin, I went out with my friends. This second people, not the first one that I was scheduled for the like second interview, this second company, they now reached out to me. And they now called me on phone. Oh, is this Favor? We're calling from so place. I was like, eh? They're like, oh, are you in the best position to answer the call right now? And where I was noisy. So obviously I'm not in the best position to answer the call. Oh, Jesus Christ. I I was like, is it I don't even know. I know that I was stammering, but the person was like, oh, okay, don't worry, we're gonna reach out to you tomorrow morning if you're not in a position to answer the call right now. And I was like, oh, okay, tomorrow morning, what time? And like, don't worry, we'll reach out to you. I was like, Jesus. So after that day now, like I went back home, then and I had a dream. Like I had the first dream. I had the first dream about the first job, and I saw how like everything worked out and they gave me the job. So when I woke up, I told God, I claim this in the name of Jesus. Like it is going to come to pass. It has to come to pass. So I prayed on that one. So for this one that they called me and they reached out to me, the following morning, these people didn't call me back. I called the line, nobody answered. I sent mail, nobody answered. I was like, Jesus. Maybe I'd have just gone to one corner and answered this call when they called me at that time. But I was like, God. So that 42nd job, and I had another dream that I didn't get the job for it. When I woke up, I was so angry in my spirit. I said no. And I made this prayer and I said, God, whatever position that I deserve, that I am qualified for, let it be mine. Let me possess it. So when I woke up that day, I didn't want to think too much about it. I was like, I just prayed like that. And they still didn't reach out to me. Then what happened? I think like 2 days after, all these things, like I wrote it in my dream journal. So like I think 2 days after, someone now called me. I was like, hi, we're calling from so place. When I answered the call, I was like, yes, I'm favor. I'm calling from so place. I was like, yeah, I'm in the best position to answer the call. Yes. So they kept asking me questions. Oh, this is the pay. This is the time you're gonna work. This and that. And then there was something that happened. So the lady told me, oh, we're not looking for part-time, because if you're a student here, you definitely need a part-time job, not full-time, because full-time you can't balance it with school except if you're able to like arrange the hours into your schedule. So she was like, oh, we're not looking for part-time, we're looking for full-time. And then it says here in your CV that you're a student. Obviously you can't even lie. Like I was just saying yes. I was trying to really calm myself down, because as I was speaking, I was breathing so fast. I was like, let me not go and say something. And people now say, oh, we're sorry. Hey, Jesus Christ. So we kept talking and she kept asking me questions and all that. This was on phone. She kept asking me questions. Oh, we can see that this is the distance from where you are staying to the company and all that. And I was like, yes, but it is something that I can commute, like I can work there. And guess what? This particular job, is a remote job, like working from my room. So they told me, if I'm going to work here, I would have to do at least 3 to 4 weeks of training. 3 to 4 weeks of training. That's Monday to Friday, from I think 9 a.m. to 5:30 or 6 o'clock or so. For you keep going there, like you keep going to the company every time you keep going your training. They'll definitely, like, they will pay you for the training, but like 3 to 4 weeks. That means I'm going to go to school. I was like, God, have mercy. So they're not like, oh, we're not sure we're looking for a part-time, looking for a full-time. I was like, God, please. God, I kept saying, God, change protocols for my sake. Change protocols for my sake. So after everything, like, it was just so unsure. At that point, I was like, so does it mean that this dream was real, that I didn't get the job? I was like, nah. So I don't know, the way the call ended was, okay, no problem, you're scheduled for an interview the following day. So I was like, at that point I was like, you know what, I don't even know what to do. So after that, I think the following day I just dressed up. I wore my jackets. I was just prepared for the interview. I was like, at some point I was like, do I even really need to do this thing? I was like, no, let me do it. Let me do it and know maybe I not get the job. So let me do it. So when the interview started, they asked me questions, different things. The lady keeps saying, oh, we have few more questions. That's how few more questions, almost 40 questions I answered. Few more questions. So I kept answering the questions, and mind you, this time it was unlike, she could see me, it was virtual, yeah. So after doing the interview, they asked me one question. This last question wanted to mess everything up. They asked me this question, and in my mind, like my Nigerian mentality, I'm like, what's it concern me? My Nigerian mentality, I'm like, how does this thing relate to this job right now? How does this question relate to this job? What's it concern me? But when the woman, like when she finished asking me the question, I was like, sorry, could you repeat the question again? Because like I wanted her to repeat the question so I could buy time to look for an answer. So when she now repeated the question, I was like, oh God, God help me, please, what should I say? What should I say? They are not answered the question and everything. She's like, interesting. Jesus. I was like, God, I hope I've been able to convince this woman. So after everything, you're just like, okay, you're looking through your profile right now. Looking through your profile right now. It is said that we have agreed as a company that we're going to give you the job. I was like, are you serious? So she now told me the pay, and mind you, the pay of the first one is way higher than this one. Then she now told me the pay, and I'm going to do like 3 to 4 weeks of training there, and then after that 3 to 4 weeks, then I'm going to start working from home, and it's just Saturday, Sunday, and any 2 days just to make it up for full time, which makes sense because of like winter, the snow and everything. So it's just very convenient for me to work here. And the timing that I arranged, like I gave them my schedule. I told them this is the time that I'll be available. So it was just so perfect for me. When she just told me, oh, with all this, the company we have agreed that we are going to give you the offer, I was like, eh? I was looking at this one like this, I was like, eh? So after everything, what I remember is when she said, okay, thank you very much for your time, see you next time or whatever, I don't even know. So I thought the call ended. I didn't even know that this lady put up her camera just to see my reaction. So after everything, I was just looking at the camera like this. When the camera went up, like me thinking the call has ended, I was just looking at the camera like, I wasn't looking to the side. I was like, wow, like I was just overwhelmed. I still remember, I was like, wow. So only for me to just hear the woman say, okay, you can put up your camera now, I mean you can go home now. I was like, Jesus, are you serious? That was what happened, and that was how I got the other job. I was just so overwhelmed. I was so happy. And all this happened like the first week of January, because the prayer I prayed, I said, God, you have to answer this prayer this week, this first week of January, this new year. So when I went for the second job, I was like when I went for the second job, like the second phase of the interview, I went there like to see how it is. This time was in person, like we had to go there. So everything just went well. Even the pay was even way higher than this other one. But this other one is remote for me to work here, and the other one I have to go there. I had to wait because during summertime, definitely students are looking for like high paying jobs. I'm like, is it not better for me to work and let me say stress myself and get higher pay than conveniently sit in my room and I'm being paid like this? So I was like, I know it's not going to be easy, but I just put everything to God in prayer, and when I went there, everything went well, and I got the job there also. I was like, God, at that point I was just so happy. I was like, God, thank you for this, because it wasn't easy for me for 4 months. For 4 months I had to keep my head in check, because if I let myself down, if I let my spirits down, I cannot be productive, I can't do anything. So I just had to keep having this mindset like it's going to work out for me, it's going to work out for me. So the truth is, I put like 60%, if not even 70, 60% of in the 60% energy, yes, 60% energy in the kind of job I wanted, and then 40% in like other ones I know that is regular, because I was very intentional. I told God, this is what I want. So that's what happened, and that's the story. That's literally it. So I'm just glad, and I thought I should just share this with you people, because most of the time I don't let people's opinion define me. I don't let people's mentality to guide me, because I always tell myself, and this is the word of God that I always use to guide myself. I always say, when others are saying that there is a casting down, when others are saying that there is no road, when others are saying it's not possible, I would say it is possible, because my name is Favor. So literally, this is the word of God that has been guiding me, and I really just advise that if you have this kind of mentality, especially in a place where you're in a circle with people you don't know, you're in a phase of like a new state that you have to start living for yourself, anywhere at all, any place at all, any place at all. Jesus, I'm becoming a preacher. I'm just saying, like, if you're in a state where you have to make full decision for yourself, you don't have your parents or anybody, you should actually make sure you put your moral values, your personal values in check, and always hold on to God, because the truth is, don't always follow what people say. People will tell you it doesn't work this way, or oh, in Canada it does not, it's not like this. So ha, who told you it's possible? Nobody has ever gotten that position before. No one has ever done this kind of thing. So who do you think that you are going to achieve that? I always tell myself, like, I don't necessarily tell it to their faces. I'll just keep quiet and like, God, this is what your word says. It's your word I'm going to use to structure my life. It's not what people are saying that's going to guide me. But anyway, I'm very happy that this worked out for me, and yes, that's my story. I'm so happy about that. I know it's going to be stressful. I know. I'm celebrating now. I know it's going to be stressful. I'm ready for the stress. I know by then at least I'll find another one. Yes. By then I'll find another one, and we keep moving from there. But I'm very happy for this. And then, you guys, I have another one. I have another story. It's a quick one. So when I went to church the other day, I think that is my last video I did. I think Christmas vlog. Yes, when I went to church to go and like clean and arrange and everything. So there's this lady that we were all doing cleaning together, and then I was just telling her about my story in Nigeria, what I was doing. I'm a designer. I'm very passionate about my work, fashion, and all. If you're not following me on Instagram, I don't even know why you're here looking at me. Please click in my bio and go and follow me on Instagram. So anyway, I told her about my work and what I do, all that, my family. So she was like, really? That's so you can sew? I was like, yeah, I can sew. And I told her that, oh, if I just have like a sewing machine, I'll be so happy. Because the sewing machine I have from Nigeria, I thought I could bring it here. I don't know, I didn't plan well with these things. But anyway, I thought I could bring it here, but it wasn't possible. So I was like, I have to actually gather money to buy a new sewing machine. But mind you, this was one of the prayer points I had for this year. And I said, God, by January, I'm going to have a sewing machine. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I'm going to have a sewing machine. So that was this conversation we had. This was in church. This was last year. So when I told her about like my work, everything, I just told her that, oh, if I have a sewing machine, I'll be so happy. This, and that. So this lady traveled like for 2 weeks or so. She traveled and then she came back. So one evening she just called me, oh, hi, how are you? Are you at home now? I was like, yeah, I'm at home. She said, okay, I'm going to be there like in 5 minutes. I'm like, okay. So when she now arrived, like when she came to my house, she then called me like, oh, I'm outside. I have something for you. I was like, something for me? Hey. I just went outside and this woman brought the sewing machine for me. Hey. See, this thing, she brought a sewing machine for me, and I'm like, I was speechless because I didn't see it coming. So it was just like, I'm like, God, you really actually hear my prayers. This man just brought a sewing machine for me, and she was like, oh, it's just an old one. And I was like, this thing is good. Are you joking? So when she gave me and I brought it into my room, I had to like check. First of all, when I saw it, first of all, when I saw it, I was looking at the sewing machine like, is this actually here right now? So I was just so happy. After everything, like I just prayed on it. After praying, and I had to like test it to see if it's really working. I tested it to see all the functions, everything. I was like, God, thank you so much. So anyway, this is my story. I think I should show you guys. So that you don't even think I'm capping. Let me show you. So let me show you guys. This is the machine. God, I'm so happy for this. Like, you don't even understand. If you're following my Instagram, you would know how this is important to me. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this. See you in my next video. And if you're not subscribed, be cool. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Bye.